So yesterday we started our discussion with merging conflict, right? So let us see that. So what is merging conflict, sir? See, merging conflict is nothing but there are two developers. Imagine these are the two developers and they'll start working on their respective laptops or computers or whatever. Okay. And now if these two developers are working on a same file or on same file or same line of code, then if you try to push this code, yeah, if you try to push this code and he also tries to push his code, then there is something called as merging conflict happens. What is this? See, if two developers are working on same line of code, then if they try to push and pull operations, if they try to perform push and pull operations, then merging conflict occurs. That is, your Git doesn't know which line to keep. That is from which line, which user it has to keep and which user it has to delete. Your Git doesn't have that intelligence. So at that time, what you need to do, you need to manually speak to each and every individual, these both developers, and you need to decide which one has to be there and which one has to be deleted. That is what the merging conflict is. Let us try to see this in real time, how it happens. Okay, let's say I've already created two workspaces in my this one. See, these are my, to my right, this is my workspace 2 here, and this is my workspace 1. I just created in two different folders, that's it. And what is the files available? These are the files here. Again, these are the same files. Let us assume that this is a workspace 2 belongs to user 2 and this is from user 1. Okay. Now, from user 1, from this user, what I'll do now, any files here? Yeah, there is a file known as cat logout.java, correct? This is the content of this file now. And here in from workspace 2 also, there is a file known as logout.java. What is the content of logout.java? See, both the content are similar now. Okay. Now, what I'll do is, I'll try to modify that file in my user 1 or workspace 1. Vi logout.java. And what I'll do now, see, I'll just try to insert a new line. This is a new line from user 1. Okay, I'll just save this. This is done. Next, what I'll do, git add, git commit -m added from user 1. I'm just committing here, sir. I'm not doing a push operation. I'll just come back to user workspace 2. Again, I'll do the same thing. What I'll do, just vi logout.java. See here, I'll just insert a new line. This is a new line from user 02. Okay, I'll just save this. Again, I'll do git add, just git commit. Git commit -m added or changes from user 02. Okay, just adding. Now from user 2, what I'll do, I'll push these changes to your GitHub repository. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now the changes are pushed to your GitHub repository. Now, if you just see where is this? If you just see here, come back to your GitHub, just refresh, come to your logo.java file and see the changes are reflected. Correct? Now, again, come back. Now, see, for obvious reasons, now this one, what is that? Remote repository is having some updated content here. But my workspace one or a user one is having a old data or old content, correct? Here the logo.java file is updated. Here it is still the same. Now, what I need to do? First, you need to do git pull before doing a git push, correct? Now, that is common. This you already know. See, now just try to add what it will say. Git, try to push these changes from user one, git push. See what it is saying? It is rejecting this push. Why? Because there are some updated content already available into your what is this remote repository, and 1 second. Okay, your updated there are some updated content already available in your remote repository. Now what you need to do, I just need to pull the changes from my remote repository to my local system. Let us do that first. Let me clear the screen. Git pull. Okay, please observe now. Once I do git pull, what happens? Git pull. See, git pull is working, or what happens here? If you look at the last two lines here, conflict the content, merge conflict in logout.java file. That means whatever the content which is available in your remote repository and whatever the content which is available in your local system, both the content doesn't match. That is, you made a changes on the same line. Okay. Now, how will you troubleshoot this issue? How will you resolve this issue? Once if you come across these kind of situations, just after pull, just go to that file. That's it. vi logout.java. If you go to this file, now your Git clearly tells you what are the changes you have made and what are the changes that somebody else has made. Okay, just click on this one. See, now this is the commit ID from your user to, correct? And these are the changes from your end. Now, only till this point, your Git will tell you, okay, these are the changes you have done, sir. Now I don't know which changes I need to keep and which changes I need to delete. Okay, so what you need to do now, you need to manually speak to these two developers from with user one or developer one, developer two. Then you need to decide which content, whether this content has to be there or this content has to be there in that file. Okay, so first, once you are done with your discussion based on the review from user one or user two, you'll just delete or keep whichever the line which is required. Now I'm just deleting this line. What I'll do, just click on escape. I'll just delete this line. dd d. Okay, I'm just keeping it. Okay, once it is done, again you do the git add. Once you are resolving your merging conflicts, well, after that, just again you need to do git add, git commit, added or some message. Now you try to do the git push. Okay, see, now it has been pushed to your remote repository. Now, if I just replace this, the same content is available now. Clear, guys? What is this merging conflict? How it occurs? How to resolve this issue? Usually, you'll not be doing these things like you'll get these kind of issues once in 3 months or 4 months. You just need to do this. That's it. So just go to tool developers and talk to them. What are the changes I need to keep it grow and what are the changes I need to delete? Just based on the review, just come back to this file. Just delete whatever the content which you doesn't require and keep the content whatever the content you need. That's it. Okay. Did everybody understood this? What is this and how it occurs? Everything? Yes.
Sachin, we have
Yes.
to do this merge conflict.
Yes. See, as a DevOps engineer, you'll be having one of the responsibility. What is that one of the responsibility? Yes. See, in total, there are 9 to 10 responsibilities as a DevOps engineer, sir. Okay. In that one, the first responsibility is managing your repositories, managing the repositories, that is your Git and GitHub. This is the one of the responsibility that you'll be doing. Okay, so what you will do on a Git side, on client side, whatever the things that we discussed. Okay, and what you will do in the server side, that we'll like to discuss. This is just like a 10 to 15 minutes, sir. That's it. That I'll explain, but you'll be having a dedicated session for this. You don't have that much knowledge as of now. What you will do in a GitHub, all those things. Okay, that I'll tell. But you'll be doing all these things. But most of all the times, you'll not get this responsibility. But still, in some organization, this is one of the responsibility of DevOps engineer. Okay, that is it. Just managing, merging. If there are merging conflicts, manage them. Merge the child branch to parent branch. All these things, sir. Okay, and that is the first one. And next, if there are no doubts, any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. So did you guys gone through this one? What is the difference between merge and rebase? What is the difference
Yeah,
here?
command commit history will be saved, and reverse
Okay.
commit history will be saved.
Okay. Let me explain you. Just see if this is your if this is your main branch. What I'll do, just a main branch, I'm writing it with the commit IDs. First commit ID, second commit ID, and third commit ID. Okay. Now from second commit ID, I'll create one new branch. Okay. What is that branch? 4, 5, and 6. This is my main branch and this is my dev branch. Okay. Now, once this is for why we create the branches, sir? We create the branches for parallel development. Multiple people can work on different things at the same time. That is the major advantage of creating a branches. Now, once you are done with your development activity in these branches, what you need to do, you need to combine your child branch with the parent branch. This is your child branch, and you need to combine with the parent branch. That is the process we usually follow. Correct? So, for combining these things, we have two commands. One is merge and another one is rebase. Okay. What is the difference? Let me see. Let me tell you. Okay. Whenever if we use merge, okay, what it will do is just copy paste this. 1 second. Just a second, guys. Okay, sorry. Now, whenever if we use merge to combine my child branch with my parent branch, what happens is it copies all my just paste. Yeah, we cannot rotate. Okay, no problem. What happens is it copies all your commit IDs from child branch to a parent branch. If you use merge for combining your child branch with your parent branch, what it will do, it copies all your commit IDs to your parent branch or to the main branch. And along with that, for this activity, for this combining activity, okay, it will again create a new commit ID. These are the three commit IDs available in my dev branch 456. It has copied all those things, and this is a combining activity again I'm doing, or copying all these commit IDs to my main branch. For this activity, again, it will create a new commit ID. This is the major difference, sir. That is, it copies all the commit IDs to destination and create a new commit ID for all those previous commits. This is what merge will do. Okay. If you just talk about your, what is that? 1, 2, 3, and from 2, I have, what is that? 4, 5, and 6. This is my dev branch. Now, if I try to combine these changes, or dev branch, combining dev branch with main branch using rebase, what happens is, see, it copies all the commit IDs, but 4, 5, 6, but it will never create a new commit ID for this combining activity. That is the only difference. Okay, see what happens with the merge. It copies all the commit IDs to destination branch and creates a new commit ID for all those previous commits. This one I'm talking about. It is creating a new commit ID. But if you use rebase, what it will do, it copies all the commit IDs to destination and it will not create a new commit ID. Rather, what it will do, it will just add all the commit IDs to main. That's it. It will not create a new commit ID. This is the only difference between your Git merge and Git rebase. Okay, this is the one thing. And guys, clear? Any doubts here?
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, in merge seventh committed, what it will be stored in seventh committed?
Sorry.
What it store in seventh commit ID, sir, in merge?
See, it will just create a this commit ID. That's it. Just to track
Okay.
whether for this activity. That is, we are performing a merging activity from dev branch to what is that, main branch. This message will
Okay.
be printed. That's it.
Okay. For tracking.
See if you are seen. Let me see that. I'm just switching to only one screen now. Where am I? Get log hyphen one line. Here we did some merging, right? Where is that? Where is the merge branch? See here, while performing a merge operation, we did a merge operation in last class, right? See, this message I did not give. It automatically, it has generated this message. Merge branch main into dev. I'm not giving this message. It will automatically take that message. Okay. So that is how it will do it. That is the content of this one. And whatever the files available at that point of time, it will display. That's it. Okay. And now there is another command for doing the same operation. Merge. We discussed rebase. You know what is the difference between merge and replace? Now there is another command known as CherryPick. Okay. So what is this CherryPick, sir? See, now this is my remote repository and this is my local computer. In my local computer, I have some hundreds of commits, sir. Let's say there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 commit IDs. Now what I wanted to do, if I use merge, what happens, sir? If I use merge, it copies all the commit IDs from your source branch to the destination branch. Correct? Now, if I use rebase, what happens? Again, it will do the same thing. It will copy all the commit IDs from source to destination. But now there is a scenario. Let us assume that out of these 10 commit IDs from my dev branch, what I need to do is I don't want it to combine all these changes to my main branch. I don't want it to copy all this from my dev branch, all these 10 commit IDs. What I wanted to do, I just wanted to pick one commit ID and I wanted to combine with my main branch. This is my scenario. Out of 10 commit IDs or out of any number of commit IDs, I wanted to pick a specific commit ID and combine or merge with the main branch. That is what I wanted to do. At that situation, what you can use is you can use Git CherryPick. Is a command which is used to copy a selective commit IDs from your source branch to your destination branch. That is the use of using CherryPick. Let us see that. Okay. Now, okay. See where I am in which branch I am working. Git branch. I'm into main branch. Let me switch to Git checkout, dev. Now currently I'm in which branch? I'm into dev branch. I'll create some files here. What are those files? Git, vi temp1. I'll just add some content, random content. Okay, git add, git commit. Okay, now one commit ID has been created. Next, again, let me create one more file, git, temp02, add some content into it, save it, git add, okay, git add, git commit, -m, added temp2, okay. Now, see, now if I just git push, fine, it is working. Now I wanted to merge this branch with I'm working in dev branch and I wanted to combine this branch with the main branch. That is what I wanted to do. If I use git merge, what happens? It copies all these commit IDs into my main branch. That is what happens, or git merge or git rebase. But I don't want it to do it. What I wanted to do, I just wanted to pick one line -2. These are the latest commit IDs, correct? I wanted to pick only one commit ID and copy this into my main branch. That is what I wanted to do. So whenever if you're doing merging operation, what is the first step you need to do, sir? If there are these things, if there are two branches, one is source branch, and another one is destination branch. First thing what you need to do, whenever you do perform merging operation or rebasing or cherry picking, what is that? First switch to your destination branch. Switch to this branch. This is the first thing you need to do. Okay, let us do that. Git, let me git checkout, and what is that branch name? Main. Okay, now I am into main branch. What is the commit ID? Let me pick this commit ID. Okay, now what I need to do, sir? Now I need to perform the merging operation or rebasing operation or cherry picking operation. Now we are doing the cherry picking. You just need to get cherry pick, cherry-pick, just provide the commit ID. Okay, just click on enter. See, it has added some file. Now if you do your main branch, only temp1 is available. Instead of combining all the changes from your from your what is that, from your child branch to main branch, now what I'm doing, I'm specifically picking a single commit ID and I'm adding it to the main branch. This is the use of cherry pick. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now we completed what is merging conflict, what is merge, what is rebase, and what is cherry pick. So yesterday I was telling you something, right? What is that? Where it is? Okay, this one I was talking about, right? In real time, what happens? You are not going to just directly merge your dev branch with main branch or child branch with the parent branch. What you need to do first, once you are done with your work, once you are done with your development work, then what you need to raise, sir? You need to raise PR, CR, or MR. What is this? Pull request, change request, and merge request. Anyone. All are same. First, you need to raise. How you are going to raise? You are going to raise through email, or if you are the GitHub administrator, I'm using the word GitHub administrator, there is some button known as pull request. You just need to click on that. Once that is done, what is the next step? It will be assigned to some person, some GitHub administrator. It might be you or it might be someone. What this person will do, he will review the code changes. Review the code changes before merging. Why he is reviewing? Just to find out if there are any merging conflicts. Okay. If there are any merging conflicts, first you need to resolve these merging conflicts. Once this is done, you are ready to merge. This is the usual process what we follow in the industry. Okay, you just need to know this once you get into the organization. Fine. But here we are just merging, we are just combining my dev branch with what is that, main branch. But in real time, this is what happens. Fine. Now, next concept is clear whatever we discussed till today. Guys?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So next one is, next all small concepts are nothing much. Next, there is something called as dot git ignore file. See, please tell me what do you mean by ignore here? Anyone?
Forget.
It
Yeah.
will be ignored by commit work staging to
Yeah.
working, I think.
Yes. See, what is this ignore? Ignore is nothing but leave something. What is that leave? We'll see. See, what happens whenever you do, this is my working area, this is my staging area, and this is my What is that? Local repository. Now, what happens whenever you do some testing operation in your laptop? Let's say if you're working with a Java based project, if you execute this Java file, what happens? Internally, it will create some .obj files. If you notice, now these are creating in my local computer, and I'm executing this program just for my reference in my local computer, just to check whether everything is working fine or not. But I don't want to push these files, these temporary files or testing files, into my GitHub repository. Okay, but if you again every time you need to go here, you need to delete this file, all these things are hectic things, right? And that you cannot do. So now what you can do is you can create something called as .git ignore file. Inside this .ignore file, you can specify, see, I wanted to ignore, or I don't want it to push these changes. Push, I'm using the word push. I wanted to ignore, or I wanted to ignore some pushes from my local computer to my remote computer. That is what you are saying. What you need to write in this .ignore file? Git ignore. You just need to mention the file name. Now I'll write it as .star.txt. Whenever I do the push, what is the meaning of it? Whenever I do a push from my local computer to my remote computer, what you do, you ignore any file which is starting with .txt. I can add as many files extensions you want. If you want a specific file name, file1.java, I wanted to ignore this file. That also you can do. obj.java. This file I wanted to ignore. Whenever I do the push operation, I need to ignore these kind of files. So it will ignore these files. That is the use of .git ignore. Let us quickly see this. See, now I'll create a file known as .git ignore. Okay. Okay, this file is already existing in my computer. If it is not existing, it will automatically create it whenever you use VI. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, see, I'm specifying .star.txt. What do you mean by star? You already know star is nothing but all. Any file which is starting with any name, but if it is ending with .txt, then what you should do? You should ignore that file. That is the meaning. Just save this, come back. I'll create abc.txt file now. Okay. Now git status. See what it is doing, sir? Can you see here? It is not even showing you what is the status of this file. If I again create one more file here, let's see. Git what is temp z123. I'm creating. Why git? Ayo. Okay. Touch 123. If I just see git status, see, it is clearly showing you this file is an untracked file. But when I created this one, let me create one more file, vi123.txt. Okay, add some content, git status. See, it is not showing you this file because this file name star.txt I already added into your git ignore file. Correct? Ignore these kind of files. Now, even if I do git push to my remote repository, these changes or these kind of files will be ignored into my remote repository. That is the use. See, if you just come back to your, I just performed a git push operation. If you just come back here, if you see, see, this was the earlier file. This we did not create it. Just now, what is the file we created? we created 1233.txt. Can you able to see that file into your remote repository? No, correct? So in that way, you can able to ignore the files. Clear, guys? What is this git ignore? It is just used to ignore the files from your local repository to remote repository. That is the use of it. If you want the definition, just go to Google. Whatever the thing that I wanted to tell you, the definition I don't know, sir. You just Google it, you'll get it. But the concept, this is what the concept is. Okay, clear, guys? Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next concept is, it's very interesting, sir. Undoing the changes. Undo changes. Just a second. Okay. Now let us discuss about something called as undoing the changes. See, clear screen, ls, and now see, you have cloned some repository, you have cloned remote repository into this workspace, local workspace. So that is the reason, because of some commit IDs available. These are the commit IDs available into your local system. So there is an head reference here. Okay. There is an head reference because this is pointing to the latest commit. You can able to see all these files, correct? You already know this. You cloned something and your head is referring to your latest commit ID. Just because your head is referring to your latest commit ID, you can able to see whatever the files which are available at that point of time. Okay. Now, what we'll do is, we'll modify some file and we'll do git add. The moment you do git add, what happens, sir? Any idea? Sir, I just wanted to take some 15 minutes of time and I wanted to explain this. See, this is my working directory. This is my staging area and this is my local repository. Okay. Whenever I do git add, okay, first tell me what do you mean by undo, sir? If you don't know the definition, even I don't know what is the
Get
meaning.
back the changes which we have
Yeah,
made earlier.
exactly, sir. To get back, or see, for some reason you have added some file to from your working area to staging area. Accidentally you have done it. Now you wanted to delete this thing. You wanted to get back to the previous function. So what you do? You do the undoing the changes operation. You need to perform. How will we do it? Let us discuss. So now, see, this is your working area, local, what is the staging area and local repository. The moment you do git add from your working area to your staging area, what happens? That is the question. Any guesses, sir? If you already know, please open up and unmute yourself and please tell me. If you don't know, that is fine. For this, let me show you some pictures here. Git repos. What is this? Where I stored? Yeah. I store somewhere here. New folder. Where it is stored? 1 second. Just give me some time. I stored some images somewhere here. I don't know where I stored. Documents, workspace. Where is this? Here. Okay. Now, see. Can you be able to see this image, sir? Now, see what is happening. See, the moment you add from your working area to the staging area, add what happens that you need to know, sir. Now, this is very important because whenever you wanted to perform this undo operation, these are the basics. What happens when you add a file? What happens when you commit changes from your staging area to committing area? These things you should know. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to do here. First, let us see what happens when you add a file from your working area to staging area. See, the moment, first let me explain it here, then I'll show you those images for better understanding. Working area, staging area, and remote repository, local repository. Now, what I'll do, I'll perform add operation. The moment you add file from working area to staging area, what happens? See, first thing, what it will do is it will copy the file from, if this is your file, it will copy the file from your remote repository. Sorry guys, sorry for the confusion. When the moment you add the file from working area to staging area, what happens? The same file gets created or copied to your staging area. This is the first point. And at the same time, a temporary head reference gets created inside your local repository. Okay, these are the three things or two things happens when you perform git add operation. Clear? What happens? At the moment you say git add from your working area to your staging area, a file gets copied and a temporary head reference. This is my head reference. And a temporary head reference gets created inside your local repository. See here. Now my head is referring to this one, latest commit. The moment I say git add, what is happening? The same file is available into staging area and a temporary head reference gets created inside your repository. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. See, next, this is the story about what happens when you do git add. When you do git add, the file is copied from your working area to staging area and a temporary head reference will be created in your local repository. Okay. Next, what happens is okay. Next, what happens is let me show you this first. Then working area, staging area, and repository. You already know what happens when you do git add. Okay. Now, if I do or move the file from your staging area to repository by doing commit, what happens here? First, when you do add, copy file from working directory to staging area. What happens? The second thing is temporary head reference is created, where it will get created in your local repository. Please remember this. Okay. Now, when I do git commit, what does happens internally? See, it takes, it is kind, let me write, it takes temporary head reference. It takes temporary head reference from your repository and creates a metadata. Creates a metadata or snapshot. Please tell me. And stores it as, let me explain, let me complete this writing first. Stores it as a commit ID. See, that means there is a temporary head reference created here when you do git add. Now what happens if you do git commit? It will take this temporary head reference and creates a metadata or snapshot. What is that snapshot? It creates a commit ID for that temporary head reference. That is what happens here. Let me show you again, just for your clear understanding. Working area, staging area, repository. If you do git add, sir, any doubts? Somebody has unmuted yourself, right? Jaypal?
Sorry, sir. By mistake.
Yeah. Working area, staging area, repository. The moment you do git add, temporary head reference created in your repository, and it copies the files to working area to staging area. This is done. Now, the moment I do git commit, what happens? What happens here? It will take this temporary head reference, creates a metadata. What is this metadata? I already told you, correct? What is this metadata, or we also call it as snapshot? That is who has created, when it has created, who made the changes, what are the changes he made, all these details it will be created. It will take a temporary head reference from your repository, creates a metadata or snapshot for that, and this metadata is getting converted as your commit ID. Okay, this is what happens when you do commit. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
See, I want you to know this in detail. This is because if you want to undo these changes, you must know this basics. So temporary head reference gets created. It copies the file. When you do add, when you do commit, what happens? It takes this temporary head reference, creates a metadata or snapshot. Out of this snapshot, it creates a commit ID. This is what it has happened. Okay. Now, but why I'm talking about this? This is because now, if you want to undo something, that is, if you have committed the file and then you want to undo the changes. Otherwise, if you want to undo only in the staging area, that is, you added a file from working area to staging area. Accidentally, you added a file. Now you wanted to delete that file. How will you do it? Or you accidentally added some file from staging area to a repository. Now, how can I delete that data? That we need to know. So for knowing all these things, you should know this story. What is this temporary head reference, commit ID, how it gets created, everything. Okay. Now, if you look at this image, git add, see, when the moment you say git add, what happens? A file gets copied from your working directory to staging area, and a temporary head reference is created in your repository. correct? And when you do commit, what happens? A temporary head reference is converted as a major commit ID, major head, and your metadata is converted into commit ID. That is what happened. Now, let us move to next thing. See, you can able to undo these changes. And before getting into that, you can able to see these files into your working directory. Where is this? You can able to see these files in your working directory. This is because your head is referring to the latest commit ID. So that's why you can able to see all these files, correct? Now, whenever you wanted to undo the changes, there are two ways, sir. First way is, see, before the commit, and before the commit, if you wanted to undo, then there is a separate way. And after the commit, if you wanted to undo, there is a separate way. Okay, so that is working area, staging area, and your repository. What I'm talking about before the commit, that is working area and staging area. And what is the another one? After the commit, that is here. After you are committing from staging area to remote repository or to the repository. After add and after commit. That means. Now let us discuss about the first one, before commit. Okay. Now, where it is. Now, if you want to undo the changes before the commit, this is working area, staging area, and repository. Before the commitments, before performing or copying files from your staging area to repository. Now you already know the moment I do or perform this add operation, what happens? A file gets copied from your working area to staging area, and a temporary head reference gets created in your repository. Okay. So that means before you do the commit, you might have files only in working directory, or you might have files in only in staging area. You need to delete the files here, or you need to delete the files here, or I wanted to remove this temporary head reference, all these things. So for that, performing all these operations, what we use is, we use something called as Git reset. Okay. A Git reset is a command which is used to undo the changes. Undo the changes before the commit. Git reset is a command which is used to undo the changes before the commit. That is the use of Git reset. Guys, it was a bit confusing, I know, but I want you to understand what I'm discussing about. Are you guys able to relate what I'm talking here? That means I wanted to undo the changes. How can I undo the changes? Before the commit and after the commit. Before the commit, if I wanted to undo, what happens when you do before the commit, in the sense when you perform add operation? When you do add operation, what happens? A file gets copied to your staging area and a temporary head reference is created. Now I wanted to undo this operation. How can I do it? You with the help of Git reset. This is the story I discussed till now. Okay. Now, in Git reset, so what is Git reset? Git reset is used to undo the changes before the commit. In Git reset, we have three modes of undoing. Okay. The first mode is soft mode. Second one is mixed mode. and third one is hard mode. Very easy, sir. It is very easy only when you know this story. Excuse me. Okay. This is very easy only when you know this story. The moment you, let me repeat, sir, the moment you add a file to your working area to staging area, a copy of the file is stored in your staging area and a temporary head reference is created. Now, using Git reset, we used to undo the changes before the commit. In Git reset, we have three modes of undoing: soft mode, mixed mode, and hard mode. Okay, what is this soft mode? See what this soft mode will do. It will not delete. Let me write working area, staging area, and repository. What it will do, whether it is going to delete or undo the changes in a working area? No, it will not perform any changes in your working area. Staging area? No. In your repository? Yes, it will do it. What it will delete? It will just delete a temporary head reference in your repository, but it will not perform any undoing operation in your working area or in your staging area. Okay. Now, if I use mixed mode, easy, sir. Now, what it will do? It will remove a temporary head reference. It will remove a temporary head reference from your repository, and it will also delete a file from your staging area, but it will not delete a file from your working directory. If you use hard mode, what it will do? Now you can able to say all these things. It deletes a temporary head reference from your repository. It deletes a file from staging area, and it deletes a file from your working area as well. Clear, guys? Any doubts? What it is doing? Let me show you this. So for better understanding, see, there is no. Okay, fine, no issues. Sir, I hope everybody understood. In Git reset, we have three modes: soft mode, mixed mode, and hard mode. Okay, these are the commands which we use to undo the changes before committing. Before committing, in the sense, when you perform the git add operation. When you perform git add operation, temporary head reference created, copies file from working area to staging area. These are the things happen. Now, in git reset, we have three things: soft mode, mixed mode, and hard mode. If you use soft mode, what happens? It will just remove a temporary head reference from your repository, but it will not remove anything from your staging area or from your working directory. If you use mixed mode, what it will do, it will delete a temporary head reference from your repository, and it will delete a file from your staging area, but it will not delete the file from your working directory. If you use hard mode, it deletes a temporary head reference from your staging from your repository. It deletes a file from staging area, and it deletes a file from your working area. And out of these three modes, you will never use soft mode. You will never even come across this, but just for your understanding, I'm sure. And now let me show you Git. Let me create one file, vi, what I'll do, add.txt or something. I'll add some content, some random content I'm adding. Okay. Now git add. See, the moment I do git add, what happens? As you already know, temporary head reference and a file is copied from working area to staging area. Okay. Now I wanted to undo these changes. How can I do it? If I just use git reset, and if I just use hyphen mixed, Soft mode, you will never use it, sir. You'll be using mixed mode or hard mode. That's it. Git reset hyphen mixed. See, now it has been executed. Let us see what happens. It has to delete the file from your staging area, and it has to delete the temporary head reference from your repository. Now, if you just do git status, which branch I'm in? Mix mode. Yeah, see. Now let me show you once more. Git first. Let me execute git state. What is the file we created? Vi add.txt. Add some content. Okay, done. Now let me execute git state. Okay. Sorry guys, we added this git txt into that git ignore file, right? So that's why it's not showing. Okay. Let me create another file. Vi just add .java. I thought why it is not displaying. Okay, now added its status. See, it is now from in working area and it is in untracked stage. Git add dot. See, now if you just execute git status command, it is showing it is into a staging area. Now I wanted to undo these changes. How can I do it? Git reset hyphen mixed. Okay, see, it is executed. If you execute git status command, see, it is deleted. Same thing, whatever the thing I discussed here. If you use mixed mode, it will delete a temporary head reference and it will delete a file from working the staging area. That is what it has done. See, earlier, first we have created add.java, then we check the status. It was into untracked stage. What we did, then we added that file into work from staging area. That is from working directory to staging area. Then we check the status. That is which was now into staging area. But I wanted to undo these changes. Now I am using git reset hyphen mixed. So now when I perform this operation, again it will delete a temporary head reference and it will delete a file from staging area. Now again it is in my untracked stage. Okay, any doubts up till here? Are you confused or are you... See, this is very important. They'll definitely going to ask you through these things. They'll expect these things from you. If you just know git add, git commit, git push, git pull, everybody knows those things, right? But these are the things you should know whenever you do all kind of activities. Okay, let us perform the same activity once more, but with a hard mode. Again, I'm creating one more file, vi add.java. Just add that file, git add dot, which is added now. Now we have added a file from working directory to staging area. Now I wanted to undo. For undoing, git reset. Earlier we used, what is that? Mixed mode. Now let us use hard mode. If you use hard mode, what happens, sir? As you already know, it deletes a file temporary head reference from repository. It deletes a file from staging area. It deletes a file from your working directory as well. Correct? Let us see this. See, ls, it is done. If you just do ls, do you have, we have created add.java, correct? Can you see add.java anywhere here? No, right? That means it has deleted the file from your working directory. It has deleted a file from your staging area and it has deleted a file, temporary head reference as well. Clear, guys, till now? Please unmute yourself. Please let me know, sir. Otherwise, how will I know?
Yes.
All voices are very slow.
Yes, Sachin.
Yes, sir.
Divya, Harish, Jaipal,
Yes.
Jeevan, Krupal, Nagarjun, Pavan, Rashmi, Soumya,
Yes, sir.
Tamil.
Yes.
Mary Venkatesh Sihan. At least respond, guys. Okay. I hope you understood this. And if you have any doubts, please go back and try this. So this is what undoing the changes before the commit, sir. Before the commit, what is that we need to use? Git reset. Here we have three modes. One is, what is that? Soft, mixed mode, and hard mode. Soft mode, you will never use it. Mixed mode and hard mode. Okay, you know in detail what happens when you use mixed mode and hard mode. So that's the reason I explained you all this story, sir. What happens in mixed mode, or what happens in hard mode, what happens when you do commit, what happens when you do add. That is the reason I'm explaining. So now, say we should discuss after the commit, undoing the changes after commit. Okay. Now that is, let us explain. Today I might take some 20 minutes extra. Whoever is getting late after 8:30, you can leave, sir. You can watch this video later on YouTube. Okay. That is for just for your information. And okay, let's come back. Now, after commit, after committing in the sense, see, working area, staging area, and my repository. Once I add the changes, everything is done, then I'm doing committing operation. Now, I wanted to undo the changes after the commit. Okay. For this, you need to know your banking system, sir. You are not sharing my guys. You didn't see this. Okay. See, we should discuss about after the commit now. Undoing the changes after the commit. That is, now if I add a file from working area to staging area, from staging area to your repository, that is after committing the changes. Now, what you should know is before this, if this is your bank passbook, sir. Okay. Now there are some transaction IDs, TIDs are available. Is it possible to delete these transaction IDs? Anyone?
No.
It is never possible for you to delete these transaction IDs, just like your commit ID, sir. Once you perform the commit ID, it is never been a easy process. It is not possible to delete your commit IDs in your Git repository. Okay, just like your transaction IDs. But there is a way. What you can do is, see, by mistake, this is my head reference now. By mistake, I have added a file and I have committed. Now my head reference is here. This commit have done just by mistake. Have done this commit. Now I wanted to delete this commit. As you already know, once the commit ID gets generated, it is impossible to generate. Okay, impossible to delete this commit ID. Now what I can do, see, there is a way. What you can do is, but you should always remember it is not possible to delete a commit ID. But there is a way. What you can do is, see, from this commit ID, this is my mistaken commit ID or something. And now what I can do is, I can just erase whatever the data which is present at this point, at this head location, and I can get back to my previous commit ID, and I can create a new commit ID for getting all these files into new commit. That means, let me show you this first. Where is this? See, Now, this is my head referencer. This is where I'm standing. So just because your head is pointing at a latest comment, you can able to see all the changes. Now I wanted to delete this head reference. What I need to do, I just need to, what I'll do, I'll just remove this commit ID or remove the content of this commit ID. I'll just go back to the previous commit and I'll place it as a new commit. That means whatever the content which is available from your previous commit, that commit, data is available, or that data what you are seeing in your present working directory. That means, just to clarify what it will do, see, there is a command known as git revert. What this git revert will do is it removes the existing, just follow the same thing. It removes the existing content. That means existing commit ID. It removes the existing content or existing commit ID, goes back to the previous commit ID. It goes back to the previous commit ID and takes the previous commit ID content. It takes the previous commit ID content and creates a new commit ID for that. Let me explain this. See what it will do, sir. First, it removes the existing content. It is deleting this is my commit ID now. First, it will delete this one. Okay. Now, goes back to the previous commit ID. It comes back to the previous commit ID. This is my previous commit ID. And it takes the previous commit ID content. Whatever the content which is available at this point, it will take this content and it creates a new commit ID for this content. Clear? This is what I'm trying to explain. See, this is my current commit ID. I wanted to undo the changes. Now what I'm doing, I'm getting back to the previous commit ID and taking the content, and for that content, I'm creating a new commit ID. Guys, clear? Not clear? Any? Hello?
Fine. Clear.
Yeah, can we do lab, sir?
Yes,
I mean,
Sorry?
in the sir
Yeah,
Git
yeah,
bash,
yeah, yeah.
can you execute?
Yes. I just want you to understand this first. Okay? Sir, what it will do? First, you must understand you cannot delete a commit ID. You cannot delete a commit. Okay? So what you can only thing you can do is you can modify the content. How you are modifying? Sir, you can just delete the content of your current commit ID, get back to the previous commit and take a content of this previous commit and create a new commit ID for that. Okay? This is what you will be doing. Clear? Guys? See, now I'll do some commit. This will be git log -1 line -2, and these are the commits as of now. Again, git, let me create one file, bi add. This is some random content I'm adding. Okay, git status cads. Okay, and drag git add Now I'm performing git commit -m added git log. See, this is where my head is referring to. Now I wanted to undo these changes after committing. How I can do? Git revert. Okay, just where is this? Why it is showing like this? Just a second. Okay. Sorry, I just need to provide git revert and your commit ID. See, once you do git revert, it will ask you to provide some message. Anything, you can enter any message and I'll just leave it blank. Okay, just save that. See, git and git log --- one line. See, earlier your commit ID was this. Now it is not deleting that commit ID, but it will take the content of your previous commit ID, and for that it is creating the commit. Clear? If you wanted to see this again, I'll just git revert. First, let me increase the size. See, these are the commit IDs. Now git revert and the commit ID. Once that is done, see, it is asking for you to add some message. If you want, you can add. I'm not adding it. And again, if you see, it has created a new commit ID and it is taking a content from your previous commit. What was the content? We have created one file, right? Add. That was the content. I can't add. See, this was the content from your previous commit. If you just look at this, this is what happened. Clear? Guys? Any words?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So these are the two important commands, sir. Git reset and git reboot. How to undo the changes, undoing the changes before the commit and after the commit. After the commit, you cannot able to do. What you can only thing is you can use git reboot. Take a previous commit ID content and create a new commit ID for that. And before the commit, you can able to do it. Git reset. In git reset, we have three modes: soft mode, mixed mode, and hard mode. What it will do, how it will work, everything that I already explained. Clear? And now I left out with only two commands. Okay. First one is just a 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, I can complete. Git stash. Sir, I need to explain this command. What is this git stash? And if you wanted to work on this command, it will not work on your git bash. You need to work on any of the server. Let me explain, and you will never use this command also. But in interview, they'll ask you, what is this git stash and all those things. Let's say what this git stash will do is, let's say you're working in your computer. In your computer, you're working on your remote repository. In your local computer, right? In this repository, there are two branches. One is dev branch and another one is, what is that? Main branch. Now, currently, I'm working in dev branch. Okay. See, I'm not completing this file. I'm working on some file. I've completed only 50% of the work here. And suddenly, there is some issue in my main branch. This is kind of a production issue, live issue that I need to resolve. Okay. See, understand the scenario. This is your laptop. There are two branches in your local repository. One is dev and one is main. And you now currently you're working in dev branch and you completed only 50% of your work. And at the same time, there is an issue into your main branch that is from production and you need to resolve that issue. Okay. Now, if I just leave this, if I just do git checkout to main branch, what happens? Whatever the work that you have done, it is going to be deleted. Correct? Whatever the 50% of the work you have done, that is going to be deleted. And I'm not at all interested to do git add and commit just because the work is not completed here. Okay. Now, if you just move to the another branch, what happens? The data, whatever the work that I've done, this 50% of work, it gets deleted. Okay. So in these situations, what you can do is you can use something called as git stash. What this git stash will do? Now I wanted to switch from dev to main branch for doing some operations. And before switching, whatever the work that I have done, I wanted to save this work and I wanted to switch to this person, this branch. And once the work is done in my main branch, again I'll come back and I'll start working on the same 50% work that I've done. Okay. So git stash is a command which is used to save your work into a particular branch. And you can come back at any point of time and you can start from that point onwards. Start from that point. That is the meaning of your git stash. Git stash is a command which is used to save your work, and you can able to save the work and you can come back whenever you want. And you can start working on that. That is the meaning of git stash. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Git stash is used to, just remember, save the work. That's it. Save the work in your current working branch or whatever the branch you're working in. Now, please do not get confused between git stash we discussed now. Okay. Now we have a command known as git squash. SQUASH. Git stash is used to save the work. Okay, there is a delay. Git stash is used to save the work, correct? Now we have a command known as git squash. What does this git squash will do? Sir, see. Now, there are 100 commit IDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all these commit IDs. Okay. Now, what it will do? If I just push these 100 commit IDs into my remote repository, all are getting stored. But don't you think it looks so unknowing? Correct? It looks so, what I can call, it doesn't looks good, right? There are 100 commit IDs, you're storing it to repository, all these 100 commit IDs are displaying under your remote repositories. It doesn't looks good, or it is like kind of an unknowing situation, right? So there is a command known as git squash. Instead of storing all these 100 commit IDs, what you can do is you can combine all these commit IDs into a single commit ID and you can store it into your remote repository. That is what is git squash will do, sir. Git squash is used to combine multiple commit IDs into single commit ID. This is the use of git squash. Okay. Now let us see how to do this. Just a second, guys. 1 second. Okay, let us see this. Did you understand what is git stash? Git squash? Git stash is a command which is used to save your work. Git squash is a command which is used to combine multiple commit IDs into a single commit ID. Okay, now let us see this. See here, git log hyphen one line, and I'll just take first 4 commit IDs. These are the 4 commit IDs. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to combine all these commit IDs into one single commit ID. What I can do, see if you just directly go and use git squash, SQSH, it will say the git command doesn't exist. Okay, it is not a direct command. What you need to do is git, you need to use rebase -i and head. And how many commits you wanted to combine? I wanted to combine 4 commits now. Okay, from head, I wanted to combine 4 commits. See, use this symbol, tilde symbol, and 4 commits. See, now I wanted to combine 4 commits starting from head and create one commit ID. That is the main. Please observe here, the moment I click on enter, what happens? Just click on enter, a page gets created or page gets opened here. Here, can you able to see all the commit IDs here? Okay, just come back, come to this pick position, replace this pick with squash, SQUASH. Just do the same thing, SQUASH. Same thing here again, SQUASH. Now, what I am doing, sir, the meaning of these 3 things are, see, take all of these 3 commit IDs and combine it to one commit ID. That is the meaning of this one. Okay, now just save this. Once you save this, again, one more file gets opened. If you wanted to write some command, you can write something. I'll write some squash or something. SQUASH. If you wanted to write something, then save it. Now, if I again look back, see, can you able to see this, sir? See, earlier your head was referring to 16A5B82. There is no 16A5B82. All your commit IDs are now into this one. Okay, all these things are merged into your one commit ID. That is what the use of git squash. So it is not a direct process. First, what you need to do, you need to write git rebase -i and HEAD. It should be in capital letters, tilde symbol, and how many commit IDs you wanted to combine. I wanted to combine 4 commit IDs and whatever. Once you click on enter, a file gets opened. Here, you need to replace, if it is like this, pick, something like this. You need to replace this pick with squash. That is, you are telling, see, pick all these 3 commit IDs and combine it to one single commit ID. That is what you are telling. Once that is done, again, one more page gets opened just to give you some message. Just give some message or leave it like that. Then you can able to combine all your commit IDs into single commit ID. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, yes, please. Yeah, somebody asked some question, right? Sir, can you able to understand what I discussed just now? Zihan, Tamil, Soumya, Mary, Rupam, Rashmi.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, Sachin.
Yeah. So just go back and start working on it. And these are the two very much important questions, sir. You must know how to undo the changes. For undoing, we have git reset and git revert. Okay, these are the two things. Now we discussed about git squash and git stash. These are the two commands. And I also discussed about git merge, git rebase, and git cherrypick. What is the difference between these three things? What is the difference between these two things? What is the difference between git revert and git reset? What is the difference between git merge, git rebase, and git cherrypick? And what is the difference between git pull and git fetch? You must know these things. And as usual, same commands: git status, git log hyphen one line, git log hyphen number 4 5, then git add, git commit, git branch, then git branch hyphen a. Some commands we already discussed, right? Git checkout, all those things we discussed, correct? So these are all the things which we discussed till now, sir. This is it. This completes your Git unit, Git module. Okay. Now, the only thing that is pending from my side for tomorrow is something called as branching strat strategy. Branching strategy is pending from my end. Tomorrow I'll do it. Okay. Tomorrow, along with that, it will just take 10 to 15 minutes. I'll also show you how to work with Visual Studio Code. Okay, how to, instead of opening multiple Git Bash accounts, how you can use this Visual Studio Code. See, this is your Visual Studio Code, and I'll just show you how to use this instead of using multiple Git Bashes at a single place. You can able to see this. This is not a uh, separate another module. This is just a tool. Okay, how to use this. And I just left with branching strategy. Okay, tomorrow I'll complete. Along with that, I'll also completing Visual Studio Code. Once that is done, see, we are done with your module 1. That is phase 1. We have done with phase 1, sir. Okay, tomorrow is Thursday. Thursday, I'll complete all your remaining things. Friday is a holiday. Okay, Saturday is a mock session. This is not an holiday, this is a preparation day. This is Saturday, we'll be having a mock session. So please note, whoever is not attending this mock session, please, whoever did not attended the previous mock sessions, or whoever did not being attending the classes, please attend these mock sessions on Saturday. Okay. And once this is done, what are the pending things I've completed? Tomorrow I'll be completing branding strategy and Visual Studio Code. Only thing pending from my side is project for your Git and GitHub. Okay, this we need to do, but we need some time, because you don't know what is EC2 mission, what is server in AWS. These things you don't know as of now. You need to know some basic understanding of these things. So that's why I'm holding this project as of now. What we'll do is, in this project, just to give you an example, see, this is my local computer. Okay. Now, till now, we were using GitHub, correct? We have created this GitHub account and we started using it. Instead of using some third party tool, third party like GitHub or GitLab, we can set up our own server machine. own centralized repository by ourselves. It is kind of an on-prem centralized repository which is owned by you. You are going to create this just like your GitHub account. Instead of using this GitHub account, we create one server, and whatever the code which is there in our local system, we are going to store that into our on-prem server, on-prem Git server. Okay, this we are going to do, but for doing this, we need some time. Okay, that I'll come back once I start AWS. We'll do it in 1 day or 1.5 days. Fine. So that is the pending from my side. Tomorrow I'll just explain branching strategy and I'll complete the things. Fine. And any questions, guys, till now?
No, sir.
Okay. Just go back, revise whatever we discussed till now. Please start working on it, sir. If you're not started working, please do it. You are doing it for yourself. Okay. So that's it from my end. So thank you. Bye. See you tomorrow.